speakers of this evening. The first speaker on behalf of Silverstone, Patrick Okech, please come forward. He'll be followed by Sarova and Mikala, represented by Phyllis Rono.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure coming to this dinner and meeting each and every respective companies who are on board. From Silverstone Air, I have not come alone. I have my team. Will my team wave up, please? First, maybe some of the people may not know about Silverstone Air. Silverstone is a domestic airline company that operates from Wilson Airport to Kisumu, to Kunda, Malindi, Lamu, Lodwar, and just recently on 23rd February, we launched a direct flight from Mombasa to Kisumu, where we operate 3 times on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. The capacity of the plane, we are operating with the modern Dash 300 series and the Fokker 50, which has got a capacity of 50 seats. And the baggage allowance is 25 kgs, which is a free baggage, and the prices are very reasonable. The main reason why Silverstone has really picked up in the market, we have never canceled our flights. We are always on time, and we have the best customer services on board. So I also urge the members who are here on this dinner also to come and support Silverstone. We have a special rate for all the corporate companies that flies. If you come to us directly, we'll be able to offer for you a special discounted fares. And if you haven't flown maybe with Silverstone from a respective company, you can always nominate one person who give you a complimentary ticket to sample the plane. Then you can come to the management and say how the services was and the experience. Then we can now nominate the rest of the team now to start flying with Silverstone. And on behalf of our managing director, Captain Mohammed Somo, he had sent his greetings to come and say hi. He could not manage to come because he was out of the country. So with that few remarks, I wish you all the best. And for the people who are based in Mombasa, should you wish to buy maybe the tickets for Silverstone, our offices are based at Ambalal Plaza, Mesa 9th floor. You can even go online on www.silverstoneair.com to purchase the ticket.
My name is Phyllis Rono. I'm the brand manager for Mikala. Mikala is a hair essential company. It started in 2014 under Alchemy Brands, but we came into market in 2015 till now. It's a hair product for ladies, but also for men. We are also venturing into skincare products that we're going to launch next month, called Novera. Has anyone used Mikala? Nice. So that's promising. Oh, you used Mikala. What product did you use? Sorry? Which texturizer? Anyway, Mikala is a good product. We have started to kick off our marketing. It's very new. That's why most of you might not know the product, but we are in line with Dark and Lovely, and our market is mass market. So I encourage you to use our products and give me your feedback as well. We'll be having a couple of events for Mikala, from machinari to also high-end events, and we welcome you to join us. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I'm here on behalf of Peter Mutuku, who is not around. Couldn't make it. We had another function, so we had to be there. My name is Betty Oshiri. On behalf of MultiChoice, we are a pay TV company. We offer our services, different ages, parents, children, and most of you are customers, isn't it? And we are glad to have you as our customers. We are soon airing our World Cup in both products, KSTV and GoTV, and we'd also like you to continue subscribing to our products. We appreciate you, and we are happy to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you as well. We are happy to have you as our partners. Let me just inform you that one of the prizes to be won this evening is a brand new multi-choice Explorer decoder, fully kitted, fully loaded. On behalf of Safaricom, could I get a representative?
Good evening. My name is Jackson. I'm with Safaricom. Okay. It's quite a big project, but I'm ready for the task. Okay, we have some offers. By the way, we have some offers at Safaricom. We are pushing. They are called 10-month offers. We have slashed our prices, our phone prices. You can visit one of our retail shops to see them. Other than that, we have some things that we have been able to give back to the community. We had a borehole that we launched just a week ago at Nzule as a give back to the community.
Yeah, my name is Patricia Wayua. I'm from Baraka FM. Yeah, basically Baraka FM is just it's a radio station. It's the first ever radio station at the coast. We cover the six counties at the coast. Along the coast, that is along the coast. Then we major in news, advertisement, and entertainment. At Baraka FM, you get the 360, that is all round categories of a product of a radio station, that is airtime. We also offer the digital advertisement. We do production of features. We also do PR and creative. We also organize events. And as Baraka FM, we also participate in giving back to the community, that's CSR. And part of the things that we do is we do blood donation. We've always participated in the Mata Heart Run and so many other things. So to our esteemed customers, you're so much welcome to Baraka FM. We will give you all the solutions that you need from us. Thank you.
Allow me to invite a man who's been very steadfast in very turbulent waters. For the last 2 years, many of you may know that the service industries did suffer because of the political environment. And many companies did close down. This is one man who has really stayed afloat. If Kenyans are struggling to buy unga, it goes without saying that entertainment, the service industry like what we do is actually at the tail end of the food chain and is the first one to be knocked off the list of things to do when the game narrows down to survival. But Marketing Africa has stayed afloat. So please, welcome William Kalombo, the CEO of Marketing Africa, who is also going to welcome our keynote speaker this evening.
Good evening, Mombasa. I'm glad that you chose to be with us tonight. I know there are numerous competing forums that could offer you even more outstanding opportunities, but that you are here with us, I want you to give yourself a huge clap. Our primary business is to enlighten people. And we do that through Marketing Africa magazine. which is published every 2 months. And for those who are digitally endowed, you must be enjoying the new features the magazine has. Many of you who are challenged, we are still holding special prayers for you so that you can walk the journey of discovering what new innovation can offer. A clap for yourself for that enlightenment. Mombasa is special for us. We've had a number of challenges, but we've always made it a permanent feature on our calendar that will come here to commune with you. A lot of you, I must say this, we only meet in this forum because it looks like there are no other forums for us to commune. So I see a lot of you once every 3 months, and it makes me happy. I find some friends who have grown, added more years. Some have lost their hairs. Some look as if they are getting pregnant. But you know, when you load years in your system, it is not easy to hide it. So it is great that we are growing old together, isn't it? We have invested a lot in you. You have invested a lot in us, and we appreciate it. We do not take that for granted. The reason we hold these functions is not so that we can come and drink and forget how to speak English in a straight format. It's so that we can help you to load your mental capacity with the requisite food that will help you do your work outside the box. I know it is challenging for some of you to discover where your box is, so you are busy all over in smaller boxes, and that is exactly why we look for seasoned keynote speakers to come and help challenge you so that you can win yourself from the traditional box that is holding you from multiple opportunities that can grow you. A clap for me, please.
Well, my other role here as I stand, aside from appreciating all of you, is to invite our keynote speaker. Michael was in my college. I went to school. At least now you can attest to that. We are in Lower Kabete campus. He was a year behind me, but he's a sharp kind. He has a double in MBA. He was the best student in marketing and the best student in accounting. A clap for him. A lot of us, given all available opportunities, even if you read and even if other stuff is pushed into your ears, we still score D-. He was the best. Let's give him a clap. And tonight, the topic we chose was by design. Our June issue this year, Marketing Africa magazine, is looking at marketing being in dilemma. And the focal point is that as much as the profession is growing, the players in it are endangered. They are not going out of the way to learn anything new because they performed very well in colleges. They imagine that success of yesterday will deliver for them tomorrow. We chose this topic with Justus Washira, just as a big club. He's the one who brought Mike, by the way, so that you may walk away with what will help you justify your marketing spend. So that if you are buying a dinner ticket to the next Mombasa Quiznight, your proposal for that small budget is not being kicked away because you cannot justify it. A clap for Mike as he comes to share with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. How do we, as marketers here, and I'll interchangeably use sales, because sales is related to marketing and not quite as marketing, how do we then grow to make that impact at the corporate level? Because as I've described from my own experience, and from what I've seen here tonight, the character of marketers, people strong in coming out to talk about just about anything, package it, grow it, and give it to a customer, and somebody pays for it, is just amazing for me. And that is the art that accountants will never see, and you people have it. That you can package services which are so hard to even define. You know, when I was in Paris some years back, it was easy to talk about Tusker, because I'll see it. Kalongo has white cup, what you drink, when you know what you want in a beer. I can describe that. But come here and talk about a service that you can't touch, and yet you're tasked to go package it and sell it. You guys have it. You can sell that. You can sell a service that you can't touch. You can sell consultancy that a lady there sells. Can you touch it? You can brand it. You can package it. But then, how do you grow to make impact? Or how do you break, how do you the C section of the office or the corporate side? But how do you break into the table where the decisions that matter are made? How do you get there? How do you get there? How do you get invited? Or do you push yourself into that table? And I'm talking about ability not to just be seen to talk about a brand, take your brand out, describe how it communicates to your customers and your target market, or how to invent a market that doesn't even exist. That skill is assumed. First, you got it from school. Secondly, you've gotten it from experience. But there's another skill that we look for. And mostly of what I'm about to talk to you is just from my experience. I'm just going to share with you experiences of now I get to talk, or I get to make presentations that cause some decisions to be made that favor my doing projects and moving on. And I'll be looking at some of the perceptions and realities so that you have a check whether the things that we assume in boards exist, whether they are real or not. And then after that, I'll be looking at how do we then sustain our relevance going forward. So assuming the board is there for you, the things that in my view make you count. You might be invited, yes, by appointment, but by the time people up there decide that a marketer must or will sit in our board, what do they look for? The first thing that I captured was you guys nurture brands, products, and you understand them A to Z. My product is in this stage. I know it from innovation. I've grown it, I've taken it out to the market, I've sold it, and I can tell a story about my brand. I can connect that brand to the selling people who place it to our clients. And you know what? Companies exist because they sell a product or a service. Bottom line, We make money from the things we sell. And who is better placed to argue or to place that proposition at the board other than a marketer? Accountants will ask you questions. There are times I want to symbolize the marketers, but when I have to put this other angle on, I will ask the question, so what about your brand? Show me the money. But we'll not get there yet. We'll talk about showing me the money. It's about first understanding what value do we create to entities as marketers. In one organization where I worked for, we had one CEO who never really connected with marketers. And sorry to use these words, he thought these are just flower people, to use his words. And I found that offensive. There are people who make presentations look neater. There are people who ensure that an event happens. But really that's the meaning who and what marketing is. I know for sure, even if you have people who are innovating, innovation for a brand or a new product that has not gone through the eye of somebody who can position it, who can target it to a particular segment in the market, it won't win. And that's where we start. Even before the people who analyze your project come into play, the accountants or the finance people, you will understand the connection. You drive that connection. You think, you visualize, and you dream about the future. Then, if you're in a competitive world, that's when you know that you need a marketer to differentiate yourself and create the edge that you will not see naturally. From a strategy point of view, anytime I'm writing a strategy, the first question I always ask is, are we staying ahead of competition? Do I have all the intelligence about competition? This brand you're about to place, this service you're going to offer, how different is it from the other people? How many miles am I from my competition? That to me is core, and that's where you start as a marketer to create that value. Once that has been done, knocking the doors of the boardroom will be easier. The next part that I think we always try to miss, or we don't get it right, is focusing on what is now, what we can achieve now in the short term, and the future. Products have life cycles. Brands can go into dormancy stages, where you now then have to step in and rejuvenate them, or even calm them and remove them from your portfolio. So there's a keen, deliberate effort from marketing to create that balance between now, the short term could be even months for people in some service industries, for people who produce some products where you go through a whole set of innovation to product line, running it, could be a different period that you go through in terms of length of period. But in your industry, it will be easier to determine that my product life cycle moves from this stage to this to maturity and takes this long. And therefore, for me to remain relevant, I must create a pipeline that takes me beyond the strategy horizon. If a company runs 5-year strategy plan of 3 years, as a marketer, I want to challenge you to have a pipeline that speaks to many years beyond that. And it could just be dreams. Let's be very honest. It could just be that there's something you've seen, you've segmented your market, and you know this particular product will resonate with a particular unserved target. It could be age group, it could be location, it could be whatever way you demarcate your market. And then start working for it. Ideas must be nurtured. And you can test them, retest them, and what did you do? That pipeline must be visible to the people who sit at the board. So how do you then get there? I've talked about keeping your pipeline, working hard on it. You're talented in terms of being able to present it. I take it for granted that natural marketers can talk about themselves and their products. So how do we then get to influence the boards or the corporate level? Let's pause there. We'll talk about things that, from my perspective, are realities, and others are just perception. I've sat in boards of companies. Before I got into boards of companies, I've written board papers. There's one particular time where I would write 10 pages for a certain paper. And I'll be told the board is sitting. Ensure you sit just next office, just in case there's some clarification that is required. The guy will turn his seat and excuse himself from the chairman, excuse me, then you come to my desk. What were we saying? Then he goes back. That's practical. It's happened to me. A CEO walking back to reconfirm. Then it went on, and one time we had to be creative. So then probably you're getting mixed up because I'm throwing too many numbers. Suppose you just tell me, what is it that the board wants to hear on this particular item? What is it that they want to know? And two, what decision do they want to make? Board members don't just want to get information for the sake of it, please. They will always ask you, so what about it? Does it bring me more money, or what do we need to do to support you as management? Because they don't have the time, they want to make decisions about the money, the investment they put there. So the last simple question, what money are we seeing in it? What decision do you want? And how are we assured of our returns? And I can tell you, having done iterations, at the end of the day, we agreed with my CEO then, the board paper would be 1 page. And the day he walked in and told the guys today, the board paper is 1 page. These are my numbers. This is what drove the performance. What I'm going to do about it for the next quarter before you come is 1, 2, 3 things. I need your sign-offs and I need the following to make it happen. First, the board were happy because it's not taking them 3 hours to make that decision. It's straight to the point and they could make decisions. So what I'm saying here is the reality is decisions must be made. The information we take there must drive choices, should be simple, and should then direct people where they're going. The other challenge that William talked about before, about marketers and probably being irrelevant going forward, I do not believe in that. We went to school, yes, but I don't want to believe that we are endangered as marketers. Now, I'm talking as a marketer here. Why? We got technology. We got a generation coming up. You know, if we don't want to embrace the fact that the younger generation is doing things differently, faster, and we need them at the board as fast as we can. Because what matters to them is we can do it. That's the attitude they have. Allow me the space to do it now. I won't wait. Tap into that. Don't fear technology. Don't fear the young people in terms of their thinking. Sometimes they can be weird, but they are faster in thinking. And it's how we harness that potential and fast track the fact that we can listen to them. If we're sitting boards, we should be able to listen to them. The other aspects about perceptions and reality. Marketers get qualified by sales numbers. True? When the sales are coming out, you say, I created the campaigns, I created the brands, I branded it, I communicated, and therefore the salespeople are having a field day and they come back and say, we share in it. Accountants will turn back and tell you one thing, sales are just opinions. Don't stone me. Don't stone me. As an accountant, you bring all your sales, you talk about it, I'll ask you one simple question. And the board asks that, show me the money. Simple. real cash. So even when we're making sales, we can make sales on credit, we can make credit, they baptize that to terms of trade. That I want extension of my terms of trade with my category A customers, category B customers, because they assure me continuity and longevity of the brand. When you come to me, come to my table, show me the money. So remember, the thinking of finance people, straight. Sales are opinions. Cash is reality. Cash is king. Be ready to have that conversation with all your bosses. And you know what? Stop telling in the car park and tell them, yes, I made this sale. And the money, by the way, has checked into the account. They tell you, well done. Connect that. Even if it's taking 2 months, just tell them, I negotiated the extended trade terms and I got the finance director to approve, and we will have the cash checking into account after 60 days. Hallelujah. 60 days, please remind him. On the 60th day, please check the bank account. That's a conversation we should be ready to have. Boards are comfortable with the numbers. You can tell stories, but my experience is board members are comfortable with the numbers. But they're also comfortable with the dreamers, people who have ideas that can work. And that's when you score. Turn your marketing capability to entrepreneurship. They love the numbers, show them the ideas, how the numbers will come and how will sell, and come up with a plan that guarantees them that the sales will flow in and you'll be in a better space. My experience shows me that in most boards, marketers are not well represented. I've not done a research, but just from my little experience, in the few boards I've sat, apart from the top tier, the Safaricoms, the ELPLs and the likes, where you find there's a permanent seat for a marketing director. And by the way, that tends to be executive, so he's an employee. They tend to be employees. But rarely do you get non-executive who come from outside who are basically coming to bring in their contribution from a marketing angle. I challenge you, William, guys in marketing. When people are searching for talent to put in boards, they will more than likely start with accountants, finance people, then legal people. Then remember, we need somebody with HR because we have people. Rarely do you get people who sit in boards purely because of their contribution from a marketing angle. And that's why now, back to his point, do we have a dilemma where we are losing relevance? We need to ask that question and answer it. Again, boards don't want you to go there and whine or present problems. That's another thing from perceptions. Turn it to reality. I've gone to a board with problems, and the first thing I get recently was, don't talk about that, you already know. We already know. The numbers have already shown it. They've shown where your problem is. You've described it. Leave it, in fact, the paper, keep it aside. Now stand there, tell us. And you know, the other thing at the boards that I've learned is at that level, unlike when I was younger in the corporate ladder, you know, you had a manager to protect you, above you. So as you want to break into that corporate level, remember, sometimes you are on your own. You can write your resignation letter in that board and sign it and come out there without a job. You can go in there and get a different job. or come out a transformed person. Be ready for that when you get there. Just be ready. It's just the plain truth. But at that level, what they want is solutions. They want you to tell them, these are my solutions. I want help from you to implement these solutions within this period, and the benefits will be A, B, C, D. And by the way, these are the factors that I've based my arguments on. Should they change that I fail to get on the same projected results, I will tell you in advance. You're covering yourself at that point. I've known that bit. So I'm giving a promise, I'm qualifying it, but I'm truthful about the outcomes that I expect. So that, should anything not happen, I'm constantly communicating with them. So find solutions for these guys. What do boards need? Every time when they're searching for talent, they're looking for somebody different, a different talent. Package your talent, let it be known. How do we get there? Sounds theoretical, but sometimes I don't want to use the word politicking, canvassing. Look for mentors who are up there, not necessarily within your company. If you can get from your own organization, the better. But if not, meet people who have made it to that level. You can even meet them socially outside and ask. Find a way of how do we get there? And at one point it might just be that you don't need to knock in the doors of other corporations. You could do it for yourself. You could be running your own entity, and you need to have people who can work with you together, people who give you the words of wisdom, who challenge you with realities and caution you that if you make some decisions, you're likely to lose money or you're going to make more money. But bottom line, you need to ask yourself, do you understand, if you're employed and you want to get to that, do you really understand the business model? What is it this company sells? What is it that ticks with these guys that have their managing? How does the company make money? And do I have the effectiveness to deliver what is required at that level? What are my strengths to influence the decisions of the board? Look inwards. What is it that when I want somebody to be in a certain way, I do to influence the decision? At the end of the day, I'd say boards are about decisions and implementation and results. You work around that and influence the outcomes. Again, there's always a line between boards and management. So know how to play in between the two. If you're at the management level and you crisscross to the board, just know how you translate the thinking of the board to the management teams to get results. Those are typical questions that we need. Importantly, boards to function require specialists. How do you then create the right engagement at that level? Say talk like the CEO, talk like the chairman of the board, talk and act like them. Talk, act like them, so that you can be seen as one and you can become like one. Follow closely. People have made it. In bigger corporations, it's so easy to have people follow through what they did to get to where they are. Benchmark your career with them. Benchmark the steps that they did to get to where they are. For me, one other thing that makes it easier to take is volunteer for non-executive director positions, even outside your company, to grow your leadership capabilities. But remember your calling. At the end of the day, as a marketer, it's all about products, brands, and how you position them. Just remember that's your core calling, even as you follow what others have done. How do you sustain, assuming you've broken into it and you're able to talk like and act like the directors? sustaining it. One thing is embrace technology, embrace change, and always link all what you do to performance and capital employed. We talk about returns on capital as accountants and finance people. Demonstrate that whatever projects you're doing are consistent with the company's policy for returns on investment. And showcase marketing as a key driver, or the key single largest driver that translates a company strategy into action and responding to customer needs. At this point, I want to tell you one more thing. Please own up to failures. If anything, own up to failure. Be honest and own up. It will make a difference. Find vendors, be authentic, and always think differently. The windows are open. The kitchen is ready for cooking. At that point, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I'll pause and say, I've done what my senior asked me to do. I'm breathing, but I want to take that. So my transformation to Mitchell Cotts was a little bit challenging, and I want today to attempt to do what Washira and team do. What we sell, don't read us like it will destroy your eyes. I'll talk through. Please don't attempt to read anything about us like. But Mitchell Cotts has been around for over 100 years. Does anybody know that here? Those are facts. From 1926, as a shipping company. Mitchell Cotts then, I'll tell you the history, was in every sector you can imagine. From agriculture, I'll talk about shipping later because that's what became who we are now because of logistics, to engineering, to specialized products. By the way, those old clay tiles used for roofing, people here from Safari used for roofing before technology threw them out, were written Manson Hut, that's Mitchell Cotts. Anybody who knew Cotts House in Nairobi town center? That was Mitchell Cotts. I know some guys know about Eastern Produce here, Nandi Tea. That whole land where those estates sit is Mitchell Cotts. Okay. So the company was a conglomerate then, anchored in UK, in every sector that you can think about. Then later, the side we are in now is logistics. The diamonds you see here, if you ever find them anywhere, you just know that that company is related to Mitchell Cotts. What kept changing is that blue there, if it's agriculture, it will look green. If it's engineering, it will be brown. And there will be other. But we've maintained that identity, even globally in fine, but currently we are independent entities. Mitchell Cotts Freight Kenya Limited is total logistics company. We have one of the largest CFS in Mombasa, container freight station. We operate two in Mombasa. We have the next line of services. We are also handling cargo for export and imports as well, and distribution to our clients. Our head office, by the way, is in Mombasa, Nairobi's branch. We also handle exports as well by sea. Tea coming in, coffee coming in from our customers, we handle it, blend it, and put it on containers, prepared for shipping to destination. And of course, that passes through warehouses and we keep it there. CFS is so popular, people here, you know, cargo coming in from the port, we handle it, keep it, and we will facilitate you to clear it out. To support our business, we've grown a specialized arm that we call Project Cargo Handling. This is where you handle cargo which is not standard in nature, which is not containerized. You've seen some out of gauge, as we call them, containers that we handle cargo. For example, tanks used for brewing. Well, that photo shows you things which are not regular. We handle that, and we have now a full-fledged company that handles transport, specialized transport. We call it 7 Stars. Formerly, most of you will know Coast Hauliers. We bought Coast Hauliers. It's no longer Coast Hauliers, it's 7 Stars. And the branding is different now, it looks Mitchell Cotts. Those trucks, low loaders carrying stuff around here to the whole region, Mitchell Cotts, but our sister company, fully owned by Mitchell Cotts, is handling that bit. Air freight services at JKA, clearing there, forwarding, and handling fresh produce, imports and exports. Coming soon, by the end of this year, we'll have the largest and the most modern transit shed at JKA Airport. As you land there, starting on the runway, where the tanks are there, you will see a huge building coming up there. In a few months, that's where greater proportion of all fresh produce in Kenya and imports will be handled. That is Mitchell Cotts. Going live in November. Third-party distribution, we handle cargo, or we handle distribution for finished goods. Some of our clients, they're FMCGs. We are taking the headache out of them. You have business to produce at your line, we will take that final product, keep it in our warehouses, manage your relationship with your customers, they place orders and we'll distribute that. We're already doing that. Linking our warehouse management systems with our clients and distributing the same to their final customers, so that you focus on what you're good at. You focus in production and you focus in marketing, leave the logistics in between for the guys who can do it better for you. That we do. Locations, we in Mombasa head office, Nairobi Logistics Center, Syokimau, just opposite the railway station, you'll find us there. We also do customs brokerage. You can clear your cargo and unboard in our place. We do packaging and removals. Are you moving your offices or your house? Talk to us. We do packaging and removals. We move offices, we move people. Fresh produce, we are doing that at JKA. And are you importing cars that you want to keep in a secure place? We have sheds for that at BP2 here at the port. Transport, you would miss our diamonds on the road. Collateral management is where we manage cargo that has been financed on behalf of our clients. I've talked about warehousing. We've just implemented one of the best warehousing management systems, and that's where proudly we are talking about being able to manage our customers' products in our warehouses and linking the same with the final consumers and distribution. Motor vehicle handling, we are one of the largest for second-hand or imported cars through Mombasa into our yards. We do that. The next location you have is Uganda. We're present at Kampala using the name Upstream, but maintaining our brand. I've talked about the new kid on the block. That is a branding identity that is not just about to be released for 7 Stars, but you have the privilege of seeing the brand before it is out. 7 Stars handles out of gauge cargo. And JKIA, that's how it will look like. We are opening that facility before November. Currently, we're fitting the equipment that operates it. For sure, I can guarantee you, none of the existing will have the technology that we are putting in place there. That's Mitchell Cotts for me, and we want you to try us. We have the marketing teams here. Feel free to talk to them about any of the services that you might need us to do. Back to my presentation. Please ask me questions. Thank you.
Well, I think before we do questions, that presentation calls for a standing ovation. If you don't mind, you stand wherever you are. Let's grant a standing ovation to our keynote speaker, Michael Nzule, Finance and Strategy Director, Bishop Cotts. Makofi tafadhali.
Good evening. I'm Samson Musembi from Goldham Foods. You've talked about design thinking and appealing to the decision maker and the board and all. But then you realize that as a marketer, and I first speak for most marketers, is that the field is very dynamic and it evolves. In that the product that sells today it won't not necessarily sell in 3 or 5 years. So it's talked about big design thinking, whereby your design should last 3 to 5 years. Whereas as a currently, our biggest target market should be the millennials, whereby these guys are not decisive and they're not loyal. So you go into a board and say, this is my 3-year plan, and this is the return on that investment. But then 1 year down the line, you realize the market dynamics have shifted. Now, as much as you're supposed to be open and own up to your mistakes, you also need to be able to factor in that aspect of versatility and, can I say, the ground shifting beneath you, in that with the technology and the change in the target market and loyalty of the target market currently. So how exactly do you factor that in your big dynamic thinking? Thank you.
The ground shifts every day. I want to challenge you to the fact that who said that you should remain the same way as you are in terms of, and I don't want to diminish some people here. Some years back, there were companies called Kodak. Yeah? Do you know them? What I'm trying to say is, be open to turbulence, be open. The reality of technology and the reality of today's business is that whatever we've talked about now might be too much outdated tomorrow or the day after. Is being your ability to be agile, to be flexible, and to see and harness the opportunities early that will make or break you. If you sit waiting, and I'll tell you for free, some years back I did a strategy for 5 years. Clearly, the environment looked so stable. And things that you never think about, like not just technology, government regulation changes. You wake up one day, and the following day you do not have the business that you have built for long. What do you do? In planning, you build the capability for flexibility. That's why when you present your strategy, you must have cases. Anytime I do a project, I'm required to do 4 or 5 scenarios of the same. Assume all the best assumptions that you put in place don't work. What will you do? So upfront, even when I'm thinking longer term, I create scenarios that almost reflect all the options, alternatives that can be in reality. And even those 5 or 6 might not even work, might change. So how do I become relevant? So that the business doesn't die, or even if it dies, I have a different business.
Good evening, my name is Catherine from Ability Resource. With the introduction of SGR, which is going to take up transportation of cargo, what is the future of CFS?
Coming down to the direct question, I think there is a role, whether you call it CFS or not, that needs to be played for effective evacuation, KPL don't stop me, evacuation of cargo. There is a role to assure clients or owners of the cargo that procuring their inbound logistics of materials and cash flow planning is better done when you do it in economies of scale and you bought 30, 50, many containers at once, and somebody has to help you with working capital management by managing your inbound logistics in a way that you only pick the cargo that you need to use when you need it. There is a role that needs to be played for faster and cheaper movement of goods. That's a fact. So as we talk now, cargo will move on SGR. Capacity constraints being there or not being there, that's a better solution to our customers, to people who import. It's cheaper, it's faster, when it's safer, when it gets to the other destination, is another argument that you can put there. So assuming that the infrastructure is there to handle and evacuate effectively the cargo in line with the end users, the importers' requirements, then the flow of inbound logistics, for example, will be easier. Having said that, those conditions might not be there now, and therefore, even as we give priority to evacuation on faster SGR, cargo must be handled or will be handled by other players. For the simple reason that economies of scale for import will require that somebody handles that cargo separately and it will be cleared for a longer period than the way it's being done now, or it can be done now. So CFSs, the future is still there. In developed markets, they are there. We borrowed from them simply to enhance effectiveness and usage of the infrastructure that we put in place. So yes, the future is whoever is capable of moving to where the SGR terminates and from origin, and assuring the customers that they will have their cargo protected and handled better, they will survive and they will do their business. Currently, it's a change and an update. We knew about it as CFS operators. The future is for whoever has the capacity to move with the change and do it. Are we doing it? Anytime you call me, I'll be able to handle your cargo in Nairobi, I'll be able to handle it in Naivasha, I'll be able to handle it in Kampala. I'm there. So it's whoever is able to chase the train, that's flexibility and strategy, align with your customers, support the government in meeting their own objectives, because we, I'm a taxpayer, we put a lot of investment in this infrastructure, it will and must work. But then, anywhere you've got such infrastructure, there's always the operators who do it privately for other people. The mode of how to take shape, I don't know. All what I know is somebody must do that job, where the cargo terminates and where it originates. You call them CFSs, you call them whatever, somebody will have to do it, and not the government.
Okay, how have you aligned yourself with the new SGR challenge?
I'll tell you the top of mind challenges are KPA, Kenya Railways, will put what we call an hold on cargo that has come in and is marked SGR. As an importer, it's likely that you have nominated your cargo to terminate at a CFS. So there's a challenge around that where we're going to pick cargo as we used to, and before we know it, that cargo is in Nairobi, ICD. That's a reality. I have clients who, they're in my office and they're looking for the containers. There's some confusion there. There's a challenge around that. And now those containers are already in ICD, Nairobi, ICD, and Bakassi. And then the same SGR has to bring them back to Mombasa. Because, for example, the customers are actually in Mombasa. So that's a typical challenge, but those are teething problems. As we work through, from my point of view, it's a partnership between the players in the industry. At the end of the day, the customers will get a better deal. You get better prices, in terms of your cargo moving up. We will benefit by having the trucks out of these roads. The infrastructure will look better. And it's just systems and the partners working together to ensure that we have visibility of where cargo is and whoever has the right to manage that cargo and collect it. Those are teething problems as far as I'm concerned. Some CFSs might not get the volumes they used to do. That's a reality, and therefore I won't talk about that. It's how you manage your business. Logistics is not about CFS only, if you ask me. You can do sea, road, air, distribution. It's all chain, so it's how you do it, the choice where you place your business. It's as good as that. If you're an operator, that's how I put it. If you're a client, just ensure that you monitor where your cargo is and you get communication on the status of your containers. Thank you.
Oh, very well, thank you very much, Mike. I think that let's just appreciate him once more.
So there we go. Go to someone else.
In 3, 2, 1, and go.
You can bring a conversation of two. You can have a threesome as well.
I hope you have your business card to exchange as well. Is that we need to award our keynote speaker. My dear, please come back. Mike, there's a bit of a surprise here for you. I will kindly request you to come forward and receive it. Well, this is from Multi-Choice. It's fully kitted, fully loaded. Makofi mazuri tafadhali. There are very serious gifts here for you this evening, and there are many more like these ones up for grab for you this evening. Allow me to invite Pauline from Tried Approach to read us the rules of the quiz this evening. Pauline, welcome.
There are a total of 6 categories in the quiz, which are general knowledge, brands, sports, movies, anthems, and music. Number 2, each category carries a maximum of 10 questions, each earning 1 point, except music category, which has 15 questions. And what does this mean? It means the artist name is half a mark, and the song name is a half a mark. Number 3, the maximum attainable points are 65. Please let us not do what we experienced during voting, where we will have some teams earning 100. I mentioned 65 is the maximum. Number 4 is key. Please note, Googling, shouting, snooping, and any form of cheating is not allowed and will automatically invite disqualification. Automatically invite disqualification. I repeat myself, not for one person, but the whole team. Number 5, all questions shall be played on the screens in non-stop formula. Therefore, maximum attention is a prerequisite, as repetition is not allowed. Number 6, teams will mark each other after the closure of the quiz exercise, with the marking team and the marking captain clearly appending their full names on the paper marked for accountability. No canvassing, no leaking. Even if there's a table you're in love with right now, we want to know your name in that paper. Number 7, Answers to the quiz shall run on the screens and the teams do the marking. Speed is a necessity. Number 8, the quiz master and the team will verify the markings, and any unfairness witnessed shall invite penalties to the marking crew. That may include disqualification from marking. Allow me just to add one point. Everyone seated in this room will monitor malicious acts and bring the same to the attention of the MC. Please be on the lookout. Then, number 9, all participants have equal opportunity to win or lose the quiz, as utmost trust is the driver of the process, with the only person privy to the question being the CEO of Marketing Africa, that is William Colombo. So if you lose today, please know that that was genuine. Okay? Lastly, the quiz master has the final word. Completo.
Let me have the service team from Sarova. Dakika moja haraka haraka, Silverstone team come and award this. Johnny service team ya Sarova wale mmetuhudumia hapa. Johnny. Alright, service team Johnny. This is the information I have, that for now they're just getting these ones, but each one of them is supposed to get a return air ticket. And that will be communicated to you. For today, we just want you to have these capes and we're saying thank you. These guys, by the way, they come in here very early. This is not the evening shift. They've been doing so much. They leave here probably at 4 in the morning after all of us have left. So yeah, please, you can go ahead and give them. I think there's a cape that is hanging somewhere. Does anyone of you want to wear it, or you can give it to? Okay. You can hand it to them. They can give it to anybody else. It's fine. You can have 2, sir. Thank you. Sarova, thank you. Makofi mazuri. Asante. We appreciate it. Good. So captains, step forward, please. It's time for action. That's a return air ticket from Silverstone. Silverstone will award this. The captain has a return air ticket and of course capes from Silverstone. So my dear, step forward, you get an air ticket. And where is your team? Please come forward. Please come forward. One more cape is needed here. Yeah, Patrick, maybe are you getting a good shot? This is where you smile. Thank you. And the winning team captain, step forward from Silverstone, 10,000 Kenya shillings airtime from Safaricom, and 10 tips. Where is the team? And Mike, you're going to present this. Yeah. You're also receiving. Pauline, please come and present this. Where's the airtime? Okay, make one nice line so that ticket and airtime. This is what you win. Let me read for you. Captain, you get Sarova Taita Hills voucher. 2 nights for 2. This is for the captain. 10 Silverstone caps and 10,000 Safaricom airtime for your team. And to present this, Phyllis, come forward. Oh, you've been so active this evening. She represents the brand Mikala, who are one of our partners, and she did take you through the products that they do have. Team number 3 with 40 max. This is none other than Platinum. Come over, wachilia kitu DJ. Thank you. Okay, team number 4. At least now you know you're not number 1 or 2, so no more suspense. Shikamo. Please come forward for your airtime. And could I have the gentleman from Safaricom present this? Captain and your team members. Team number 2 with 49 max. Could I have the price list so that I thank you. Patrick from Silverstone, please come forward and present this. 2 nights for 2 Sarova Salt Lake voucher. 10 Silverstone capes, of course, 10 Kericho Gold hampers, and 10,000 Kenya shillings airtime from Safaricom. Maybe your team can help you, the Silverstone team. You wanna help them? Yes. number 2 with 49 marks. Please make some noise for the Lions. Winning a Sarova Whitesands voucher, 2 nights for 2, 10 Silverstone caps, 10 Mikala hampers, and 10,000 Safaricom airtime. To present this is our keynote speaker, Mike. Please come forward. Are we ready? Team, are we ready with the hampers? The winners of the quiz night this evening with a total of 59 marks, captained by none other than Rosemary Team Winners! We have one more song dedicated to you. Congratulations. Please enjoy the next track. Turn it as DJ. You requested that track. You can join in if you feel it before we get to the photo thanks.
I think mine is short and straight to the point. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being patient. Thank you. The biggest thank you goes to each and every one of you for being here this late. It's actually 1:45 a.m. We truly thank you. And I think the other thank you is to Silverstone Air for bringing us here to Mombasa safely from Nairobi. We thank you, Mr. Patrick, the sales and marketing manager. So if you want to fly to any region, please, that is the person to talk to. Sarova Hotel. Sarova Hotel. Where's the Sarova team? Thank you for thank you for feeding us well, and thank you for ensuring people are well intoxicated. That's why they're not listening to me. Mikala Brands, Phyllis representing the brand from Nairobi. Thank you for ensuring we are looking all well, clean and sparkling. For the gentlemen that have gotten the gift hampers, please ensure they get to your wives. And I mean your first wife, the wives that are known by everyone. Thank you very much. DSTV multi-choice. Thank you for keeping us well informed. We are looking to watching the World Cup. DSTV team. Thank you. Baraka FM. There's something about Baraka FM. I heard there was a DJ in that team. What's his name? DJ? Yeah, next time, DJ, please, when I see you on the guest list, you're not getting into my quiz night. Thank you very much. Safaricom. I think with all the entertainment, with all the performance, with the winners, I think we can all say, excuse me, the ones Michelle Cotts, thank you, just as Ashira, thank you. I think Michelle Cotts, if we can say all together to Aweza, is it just as, if you can kindly lead your team, I'll really appreciate it. So Safaricom, thank you so much for all the support, for all the airtime. We truly appreciate it. And for all the teams that have won, for the dancers that have discovered, or rather for the people that have discovered they can dance today, you can continue with it, or rather you can continue dancing. We are not closing the session. Please, the floor is yours, but please just ensure you keep it decent. Thank you very much. With that, we look forward to hosting you next time. Next week on Friday, we'll be at Kisumu Quiznight. We'll be having it at Acacia Premier Hotel. So for the ones that will be there,